Hey kids, coffee with Tim. I got a little break in the rain up here in the Pacific Northwest, so I thought I'd do this one outside. I've been struggling a lot with uh, irritability, uh, crankiness, a lot of me. So what I do is you've got to recognize it, and you've got to put a stop to it as quick as you can. So let's say you really can't stand the sound of Jill's voice, and Jill loves to talk all day long about herself. So what do? You don't want to seem like the jerk, so you don't go off on Jill. So you hold it in, or you get up and try and walk away and do something else, or then you come back and guess what? It's quiet for a little bit, and then Jill starts talking again. And so, anyway, point being, you can't allow that to happen. You've got to look at it from a standpoint of Jill's not really doing anything wrong. She's, telling a story or, talking about something she's excited about or whatever. It's not her fault that her voice annoys you, or her fault that you're not interested in what she's talking about. So you need to look at you and what you can do about it, and what you can do to alleviate the situation. Because if you don't, it's you're going to wind up taking it home with you, and it's going to occupy your headspace, and without even realizing it, you go home, you tell the spouse, oh my gosh, Jill would not shut up today. Well, guess what? Now you just brought it home with you. And then when you're trying to go to bed, you're worried about, oh, tomorrow when I go to work, Jill's going to be, talking again, or I hope she's going to be out because I can't stand to listen to her anymore. And it's lots of things like that. It's not just Jill at work. It's, the pets at home. My dog won't quit barking. Why is he barking so much? And it just kind of eats at you. Well, you need to figure out why you're irritable, why it's got you so riled up. So count to 10, take a deep breath, go take a walk. Use some essential oils. I'm doing that constantly. In case those of you that don't know, my wife teaches people about essential oils, and we use them quite a bit in our household, and they do work. That's a whole nother story. It's hard when you get into that rut to get back out of it again. Normally my pattern is I'm cranky about something and it puts me in a bad mood, and then I go on all day, being a jerk and being grumpy with everybody, and then at the end of the day, it's like, well, crap, I was a jerk. I missed out on this, and this. Oh, I didn't hear you say that because I was too busy stewing in my own stuff to recognize what you were telling me. I don't have all the answers. I'm not perfect. I'm just as guilty as the next person about having bad days. Driving is really rough for me. I get very bad road rage. Not to the extent that I'm rolling down the window and yelling at people, but my blood pressure goes up, and there's sometimes when I feel like I'm going to have a stroke. And why? Because the person that is in front of me can't get their head out of their butt. Just kidding. But that's what I'm thinking at the time, and drive like I want them to. Well, guess what? I don't have control over that. I don't have control over how anybody else drives. I don't have control over the sound of Jill's voice and how it affects me. I don't have control over, the stories she tells. I don't have control over anybody's opinions or anything else, and neither do any of us. So we've got to learn how to deal with it, live with it, get around it. A lot of the time, you're cranky. I've said it before. I've learned this in my recovery. Write stuff down. Write it down. Get it out of your head. Puke it up on paper. Look at it and say, okay, why is this affecting me? Well, this is the effect that it had. Well, why did it have this effect? Anybody who wants to know more about that, you can certainly, ask me a question, or you can Google AA fourth step, because that's essentially what it is. Anyway, going on and on and on. Hope you guys can get something out of this. Just remember to take a breath. Don't be so serious. And love your neighbor. Realize we're all here. We're all trying to get to the same place, trying to go to the same place. And I'm trying to do that as best I can without causing anybody any severe damage, or without killing anybody. So once again, take a breath, relax. It's life. It's messy. You don't have to sit and stew in your own stuff. Write it down, get it out, talk to somebody. That's what I got for now. I'm gonna go and work on my attitude a little bit, and work on spending a little bit of time with family. So you guys be good, and I will talk to you soon.